What are the chances that the bulls have been trapped and this bullish move from the last few days won't see a continuation? And of course, I also want to discuss the trades I intend to execute in the current market conditions. First of all, we need to know that today we have the NFP news, and everything we're discussing right now could potentially be invalidated after those figures come out. Pay close attention to how they're going to be published. Ideally, for the investment sphere, we'd like to see unemployment stay in this 4.3% range and have more jobs added. This would confirm that the US economy is in a fairly stable position and would automatically help the investment sector. Now, when it comes to the crypto sphere, because I'm looking very closely at this movement from the last few days, right? Because we had a V reversal pattern that saw a valid breakout to the upside, given that we had a fake out to the downside, right? The support for this breakout would also come from the fact that we had that fake out. But at the same time, we need to see that we'll actually have a continuation because even in the situation here, we had a similar case where we saw a fake out at the resistance zone. That's exactly why I'm also looking in parallel at the USDT dominance because here things on Bitcoin seem to be in a bullish zone. Yeah, so if we look at a smaller time frame as well, it seems like we might have a breakout and a retest in the form of a bullish flag. It might give us that impression on this time frame, but instead, if we look at the USDT dominance, here we'll find that things tend to look more like a fake out. But we see that this is the important zone, and as of right now, the price is returned above this area. And since yesterday I was telling you I'd like or what I would have wanted to see because we had a breakout and a retest in the form of a bearish flag. And from the moment this bearish flag was broken, normally we should have seen the price reach the support zone quite easily, seeing a continuation. The fact that it came back, returning above the zone, here we can notice a weakness of the bulls, right? That's exactly why I'm saying that throughout today, we're in such an equation. But even if things could get complicated, we have this NFP news, which can still invalidate any scenario, regardless of what kind it is. All right. So on the investment side, I personally am not doing anything, just waiting to see what's going to happen. Anyway, I'm not making any decisions during this time. When it comes to the trading side, things are a bit simpler because if we look at an H1 or an M5 time frame, here we'll discover that that apparent bullish flag that looks like it's on the H4 on a smaller time frame, we'll discover that we have a double top and a slight sideways movement in this area. That's exactly why if the price drops below these lows, I'm only interested in sell trades, right? And as long as the price stays between this low and this high, for me, this is a no trade zone. I'm not interested in making any decisions. I'm just waiting for the price to pick a direction and then I'll fill in. I'll do the same if the price goes up. I'll only be interested in buy setups because, from my point of view, we'd be entering a zone dominated by buyers. If we also look at Bitcoin dominance to think about where we'd prefer to execute in case we have a downward move on Bitcoin, and I see that Bitcoin dominance would be increasing at that moment, it means that setups might be better on other coins, right? And their movements could be broader and much more volatile. So I'd go with an execution there. If you want to better understand my trading style, you'll find the affiliate link to Bing X in the description. Create an account with them, complete the verifications, and a $100 volume, then email me and I'll give you access to the free trading course. Anyway, Bing X will also reward you if you complete these steps. So, as I like to say, I'm paying you to study. If we look a bit at what's happening at the macro level and in terms of traditional stock markets, here the S&P is holding in a sideways move. Technically, this is somewhat bullish because when we have a buying impulse followed by a sideways move, that's bullish behavior. What should happen is we stay in this sideways move and then see new highs. Ideally, we wouldn't see a drop below this 6730 zone because a drop below it and the formation of new lows would then lead us into a bearish zone. But as long as we're in consolidation, we're in a bullish zone. I also kind of like how gold is behaving because we've had this upward trend, right? Or this rising wedge, which had a false breakout to the upside. And now we're on a valid breakout. And if we get a continuation in this direction, we'll be approaching a moment where we can talk about a risk on sentiment and the investment sphere will automatically benefit. That's why, for my own decisions, I'm simply doing nothing during this period, just waiting. And I'm watching oil with interest because everyone knows about the conflict in Iran. And you know very well, as long as oil is appreciating, it can be a danger for inflation. And of course, we'll see shelf prices constantly rising in such an equation. That's why I'd like to see that conflict end sooner and this oil appreciation stop. So we won't be as fearful regarding potential interest rate cuts, which normally should take place in the current context, especially since we know the Fed chair change is coming up. Let's see what we have for the Forex side as well. We were discussing this the other day since we had an aggressive crash to see if we'll have a correction. That's why, on a shorter time frame, I was looking to see if the price behaves as if we have a bearish reversal and a sideways move. Yesterday, we had a false breakout, yes, and then the price returned above this area. But normally, today, I would have expected the price to continue toward the resistance zone, which didn't happen. And we see that after the London Open, even the opening candle was bearish, meaning we had a downward move, a retest, and then another downward move. Right now, it would be a day where I'd normally like to see trades, to look for sell trades, but the execution or the setups related to the London Open seem to be exhausted in the sense that the move has already been quite volatile and hit the profit target. And now I want to see if we'll have a sideways move followed by a continuation. Those would be the trades I'd normally follow in this context. This idea and execution are reinforced by the fact that seeing the weakness on the buying side, as I explained, having a sideways move with a false breakout, and the fact that we couldn't reach the resistance zone and are returning to support, this could be a weakness of the buyers on this chart. That's exactly why the main trading opportunities here would be shorts. And these are trades I'd look to execute with much lower risk if we go now and have a corrective move. Yes, because now there's a possibility of a corrective move. And if an uptrend somehow appears here, which I'd normally follow up to this resistance zone, at that point, I'd see what the continuation setups are to execute very small buy trades. And that's pretty much my plan for Forex. And these are the things I'll be watching throughout the day today. But as I said, if you want to understand more about my trading style, use the affiliate link through BingX. Follow that process, trade a volume of $100, and then email me to get access to all the information. And all that's left for me is to wish you a wonderful day ahead, success in everything you've planned. And of course, last but not least, smile more often because it costs you nothing.